We're talking about 100,000 poets and musicians for change. What change would you like to see in the world?
People working together, people operating together, people understanding that we are on the same planet as the trees. We don't have just total control over everything. We are one. Like Ernie's song, One World, is talking about how we're all one world, one people, one planet.
Take one. Yeah, take one, take one.
We can make things right if we look to one another's inner light. We gotta do it now. We don't have to look too far. So many reasons all around. One world, one My mother's, father's, brothers, sisters, you got to see. One world, one love, one life was given to you and me. My mother's, father's, brothers, sisters, you got to see. One world, one love, one life was given to you and me.
So, somebody told me that what you really have to do is that you have to go inside. When you need to find yourself, find that light, so you have to go inside. So I said, I'm going in. I'm going in off the top, blazing trails, covered in braille. Let my feet do the talking. Actions speak louder than words. Stephen Hawkins. I'm going in like an oral surgeon, drilling in fillings, life cavities, being filled in. No Novocaine, so you could feel what I'm feeling. I'm going in like Dr. Kevorkian, assisting you with the suicide that you've been wishing for because of your deteriorating condition. But I can see that you're ready to soar beyond your sour disposition and taste the sweetness of non-resisting. I'm going in like an oral surgeon. I'm going in like electrodes underneath the skin, vibrating at maximum acceleration, heart palpitating faster than an F1 McLaren, wearing gasoline draws, great balls of fire sweltering, that they're swearing my name Charles, going in with no restraints, mute out insipid complaints, breaking through titanium plates, ready to fail and make mistakes, ready to sail and raise the stakes, risk it all, rise and fall, and take whatever awaits. And if I have to beat it like Michael, then shh, I'ma go psycho like Norman Bates, the prototype to lead revolutionary vaults and jailbreaks. And for heaven's sakes, even if forsaken, I'll carry those weights, lift the barrels of hate and bear the load of Satan. Now here's the kicker. Since all our fates intertwine, then hell, I'll find time to break in, rearranging any situation we're facing to be facing grace. That's amazing. I'm going in like a deep sea diver, swimming with sharks, a survivor who knows it takes more than heart to stand stark in contrast, to stand apart when guns blast, still find my mark and outlast the doubt that hides in the darkness, outcast, rearranging weather patterns like harp, Fibonacci sequence obsequious with math, special ed in my own class, sharp. I'm going in, leaving my mark like a heat rash. I'm going in like I haven't eaten in weeks, digging through the streets trash. I'm going in like boom, two cars colliding in a car crash. I'm going in like Ali, thoughts swift like a butterfly, words be like a bee and sting. I'm going in like king to let freedom ring. I'm going in like Obama, where change will only be a slogan, but a permanent direction. I'm going in like Jesus, disqualifying original sin for us to see the God within. I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm going in. See, because even if I lose, even if you lose, even if we lose, we still win. Because this life is more than just about a prize. It's about the lessons, the missions, the blessings. And since all of us are destined to access the light and love nestling within a person, therefore I'm recommending for spiritual growth and transcending, for our spiritual ascension, that we all go in.
The intrinsic part of 100,000 Poets for Change is to make sure that poets, writers, musicians are out there actually just connecting their art to the community.
I'm a musician. I love playing, but I also teach music in middle school in Compton.
These are turbulent times that we're in. There's so many people moving aimlessly, lack of direction.
The bottom line of it is all simply artists and musicians and poets, and these are the people that we entrust in our community to carry the legacy on to the next generation.
If the world were much more like musicians getting together, things would be really nice.
Universal language. I speak the universal language of life, of love, of rhythm, and yes, of blues. I can't quit you, baby. Don't in a way that humans fail to reach me, unless they speak the same language that I'm speaking. If not, then like Babel, different tongues equals confusion, miscommunication, but I'm good alone, just me, myself, and my blues. My life's in C major, no flats, no sharps. I'm straight, just cruising like Smokey or like John in a sentimental mood. I stroll along like the mother of all blues, oh blues, Ma Rainey. And yes, jazz, even when fused. Herbie's Cantaloupe Island and actual proof. Ella singing in scat. Shooby-dooby-doo. Music, good music with substance and meaning. Gotta have my fix to get a kick and get grooving. Moaning like Mingus and sassy like Vaughn. Ask me what am I doing for the rest of my life, and I'll reply, music, the universal language, speaking the universal art of life, of love, forever and a day. As Mr. B.B. King would say, every day I have the blues, but I wouldn't prefer it any other way. Universal language. I speak the universal language of life, of love, and yes, of blues.
Open letter to Edward James Olmos. Dear Edward James Olmos, it has come to my attention that you recently took a flight back from the Super Bowl with Jan Brewer. I may have been deceived because you are such an accomplished actor, but it looks like that was your arm hanging over plush and white cushions draped over her slippery shoulders. I may have been deceived because you are such an accomplished actor, but it looks like you two were smiling like old friends in your Instagram picture together. Hashtag Edward James Olmos, hashtag Chicano no more, como se dice sellout, como se dice race traitor, como se dice got what he wanted then threw us under the Freedom Bus headed for Arizona. Sounds like Montezuma, looks like nostrils flaring, feels like saliva and mocos gathered up in mouth and hurled at your feet. You have betrayed us. Edward James Olmos, now boarding. Could you feel something deep in the marrow of your bones telling you not to get on that plane? Stories of corpses haunting the desert, of Minutemen patrols. Did their victims give you pause? Could you feel something tugging at your heartstrings? Those violins serenading another funeral party, did they move you? Could you feel something like a knife stabbing into your traitor's belly? Like you were frozen in front of red and blue lights flashing, watching in terror as they come. Did you excuse yourself after you took the photo? Did you lose yourself in a swirling drain of remorse, then wipe the sin off of your hands? No. Chale. You fell fine, flying high. Governor Bruja doesn't get stopped. She flies over borders, travels with impunity because she owns the law. And besides, what's the plight of your people when you can get an easy ride back from the Super Bowl? Edward James Olmos, Chicano actor, activist, what will you tell us that in that cramped airplane compartment you maneuvered through niceties, dialogued about understanding and social policy? Or will you tell us that you had the courage to curse her through those smiling teeth of yours? Is that what you did? No, because that would take ganas. Ganas you apparently left back in New Orleans. But if we are to tell stories, here's one for you. Your plane never touched down in Arizona. It was grounded. It fit a profile of the 1% politicians and sellouts like yourself. A loud voice boomed, "Freeze! We need to see your papers and ID." Jan Brewer was escorted from the airplane, belligerent and brought out in handcuffs, tried for her crimes against humanity. And you, Edward James Olmos, we stripped you of your zoot suit, of names we had held close to our hearts for so many years. Adama, Escalante, Santana, El Pachuco, Edward James Olmos. All we were left with was your sad carcass, an empty plane, and the realization you had never been the first Chicano anything.
Okay, we're sitting here talking with Kitten Karoy. The theme of 100,000 Poets and Musicians for Change is peace and sustainability. What does that mean to you?
A lot of things that I do are towards peace and sustainability, as far as I don't hurt animals, try not to hurt any humans. And I think that if more of us think more about being peaceful towards each other, working together, helping each other, we can be a much more sustainable community. And I think what's really great about this event that you're doing is that we're working together. We're all musicians and we're all spoken word artists, and our art is coming together to lift everyone up. And I feel like that's a form of sustainability through the arts.
You're rolling, guys.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Someone
quest to find your voice.
In the quest to find your voice.
In the quest to find your voice.
In the quest to find your voice. In the quest to find your voice. For some it takes a lifetime. The search to find the voice inside that doesn't sound like the same old rhyme or cadence mine, but something different, something real, something people don't just hear, they feel. It's a constant test, this self-realizing quest that has me digging deeply with my pen into my chest, trying to connect the meaning of my heart with the intention of my breath, so when I speak,
it's not just spoken word,
it's living word. So that everything I spit becomes a verb and gives action to everything that follows. Not just serving hollow sounds or shallow grins, but making music, like on the road or where the sidewalk ends. And the letters to a young poet, or the genius that lies in the minds of dirty old men. From the drunken ramblings of one too many lifetimes, or that feeling you get when you listen to What I Got by Sublime. It's an understanding that I just don't feel balanced unless my soul is in sync with my pen. Let the lovin' come back to me again and again and again until my vocal cords have no choice but to vibrate my truth at its highest frequency. Pop in your ears with the years of heartache and struggle that brought out the best in me. In the quest to find your voice.
In the quest to find your voice, silence, deafness, and apathy are not a choice. Sharpen your words. Speak more than when spoken to in your people, or will your people rejoice? You see, finding your voice is the vacuum made whole. It's one's quest to fill the empty space, a true battle for the soul. Finding your voice is the last straw. It is the last punch. It is the last humiliation. Finding your voice is the first sign and the first retaliation. You see, having your voice will be wisdom despite the media haze. To voice out El Pueblo's economic cage and Chavez's labor gains, they don't have to pit the NAFTA slave against the union wage. Finding your voice will be clarity despite the rules of the game. That violence is justified if the victim's to blame. You see, the voice see past those signs that say God hates fags. They see Giuliani and drag, and that Ted Haggett's a hag. The voice look to those who have suffered and find regret in our guilt. They understand that as long as the people aren't there, the Gulf Coast, New Orleans, and Baghdad will never truly be rebuilt. Voice is action. Voice is understanding. Voice is science, and it is righteous. Transactional and transgenerational, chronemic and proxemic, Sankofa's a con, unbound by time as we weep fetal side by side with our ancestors. Sankofa's a con, unbound by time as we stand strong, side by side with our ancestors, on their reservations, in their middle passages, in their internments or as marital hostages. Voice is the past passed on in genetic memory, through struggle, through love, through pain, and through victory. I am my mother's voice. She is black. She was poor. She is she and she is more. She is her mother's voice and I am hers. Sacrifices for her children, a dream deferred. Mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. Giving voice to your rights is a fight for their freedom. So the first one to speak will be the first one to free them. In the quest to find your voice.
In the quest to find your voice, it is constant. The struggle. To look, to see, to be real, or at least as real as you can be with cuffs on, but your hands free to work in a manufactured plastic society. Where orders are real but independent thought fantasy. Where we're not taught to love but forced to hate, not encouraged to learn but trained to regurgitate. Wait! Stop and think. These are the roles given to you and me. Chosen by a self-appointed high-class authority where in class they tell me my dreams weren't meant for me. Be practical, fool. Be practical. In ghetto schools, children's thoughts are rearranged to believe that heroes only come in one color, and that evil deeds that were done justify the ends no matter who they hurt. We're in a world where as soon as you learn your letters, you learn which letters to fear, from ABC to CIA, LAPD, KKK, NRA. Hey, what do you say? Acronyms everywhere telling us where we can play and what places we should stay away from today. Numbers, 1, 2, 3 numbers, United States blunders, 911's about as helpful as a sunburn. I wonder, is it the emergency or cash currency that gets them there sooner? The future lying on a concrete block with a cocked shotgun to its temple, about to pay its dues all over the world, to the nightly news blues. Nightly news, acronym. Negative images growing hateful thoughts, leaving you naive, easily workable slaves who sit and behave as long as we have our picture box. Where programs are neatly programmed on TV and us poor folk got one learning channel out of about 63, that's KCET. And lately, it seems like even Big Bird has something to sell to me. We got talk radio talking but not saying the word that'll help us advance ourselves. They're just drowning the herd with nonsense and noise that makes you bob your head down instead of raising it up. That makes you bob your head down instead of raising it up. And despite all of this, despite it all, still I stand, filled with hope from words of prophets past. And still I stand in awe at how a single mother can raise a good man. And still I stand believing that old dogs can learn new tricks if given the chance. And still I stand knowing that love is more than just a fairy tale. And still I stand behind the idea that one person can change the world with the help of others. And still I stand. And still I stand. But I won't stand still.
A person incarcerated in your own mind. Take a second to learn you can overcome the symptoms and finally draw the line, breaking down the barriers of prevention takes aching hysteria before ascension. Fear will make your heart race.
Don't run from it, stop, turn and show your face.
Even when you're crumbling,
release the beast inside, this is a fight for your life.
You'll be a victorious, glorious warrior, and courage will prevail.
Denied access to my heart, I'm not letting you in. I know that fear leads to the dark, and I've grown thick layers of skin protection from what breaks spirits and has me tearing. But I'm no longer hearing the voices that emerge from the silence, those causing internal violence. Emotions spin out of control, each playing a role to the tune of self-destruction. I'm ending the disruption. Return to the center where everything's better. Smiles dance and my soul is light as a feather. I'm trying to catch the air, the wind, the next breath, and take the next step. With more of the warrior that lives inside this euphoria of me, aligned with higher sides of my mind. Took a long time, but I persevered and I survived.
Speed will make your heart race.
Don't run from it, stop, turn and show your face.
Ooh, and even when you're crumbling,
release the beast inside, this is a fight for your life.
You'll be a victorious, glorious warrior, and courage will prevail in a life where we live our dreams
and magnetize, make our visions come alive.
'Cause I was tired of making excuses and feeling useless.
You got endless words.
No longer contain my genius, done with the weakness.
It's time for your rebirth. Take risks and move with the precision of a fearless warrior.
I'll take risks and move with the precision of a fearless warrior.
We take risks and move with the precision of a fearless warrior.
Fearless warrior, fearless warriors. We will make your heart race.
Don't run from it, stop, turn and show your face.
And even when you're crumbling,
release the beast inside, this is a fight for your life.
You'll be a victorious, glorious warrior, and courage will prevail. In a life where we live our dreams, in a life where we live our dreams.
And magnetize, make our visions come alive.
It was just something I thought about. You know, if I can change the world, what would I do?
What does that snapshot look like?
Where golf courses are homeless shelters and elders are the real historians. It's a world of no fake tits, eyes, butts, smiles, and cheeks. And where we speak out of turn on purpose, and we speak about the purpose and act accordingly. When everyone's affording the necessities and nobody's hungry, thirsty, or ruthless. where the old and the toothless got dental benefits. And benefit concerts not necessary because we all rich. Yeah.
English I couldn't speak. An alien language to my ears, an ancient puzzle to my eyes, an everyday struggle to survive. Crying and begging to go back to the motherland where no one would stare and laugh at a fourth grader not knowing her ABCs. In English, that is. For I was a brilliant kid in the land where I grew up. In special ed, I don't belong. Can't you see? Nothing is wrong with me. I just haven't learned to break your language codes. Headaches and tears rolling down, trying to find their path, lost in translation without a map, searching for ways to get by. Now, listen, let me undress my mind. Quiero estar desnuda. I want to be naked for the first time in my life. Take off my shoes. Las suelas están gastadas desde el día que llegué to the US of A. You didn't understand? See, that's the way I felt back then. Allow me to break the code. My soles are warm from running since the day I got to the US of A. The land that used to be ours. The land where my ancestors rest. The land where my parents thought we would have a better life. They didn't expect their little girl would have to run for 19 years straight, never taking a break, never getting close to the finish line. Take off my shirt. It's soaking wet, not from sweat. From tears that pour like falling rain, lágrimas que caen como tormenta y no paran de caer. My jeans are torn, exhausted of jumping fences every day since I was 10. Now listen, this is where the real story begins. Breaking my head every day so I could hablar inglés. Then Alma Avilés became my new name, so I could visit la tierra donde nací, the place where I was born, and be able to come back so I could keep on jumping fences, running, chasing a dream that I could clearly see, yet it's so hard to reach. Fake social security number, alien resident ID I was buying on 26th Street. Now 18, no signs of having my own identity. A straight student, honor roll smart, hanging with wrong crowds, trying to belong to a world so different than mine. Gangbanging, smoking weed, tearing black parties, coming back home, still breaking codes from English to Spanish. Me in one room listening to classics, my mom on the other listening to Chente Fernandez. Mama, allow me to break the news. I'm finishing school, first in my family, top in my class. Damn, so proud. I'm graduating in white. On the other hand, no scholarships, no financial aid to go on. Why would the government hand money to a mojada, or what you may call a wetback? Columbia College was out of sight, $25,000 a year. My liberal art major was lost before I even arrived to the starting line, so I had to get an 8 to 5 just to get by. Added to my list a part-time job to pay for units for which you pay $25. I had to pay $305. Half asleep, half awake, filling myself with knowledge that no one can take. Now 28, college graduate, $65,000 a year, still running. No license, no credit, no license. We don't deserve it. But Uncle Sam still fucks us with our taxes. Why? No credit, no social security number. My lease is under my mother's. Why? No credit, no social security number, $500 payment, 95 Mustang. What's wrong with this picture? Shh, no credit, no social security number, remember? My feet are exhausted and aching. I'm thinking I'm ready to play the system, marry a citizen, 3 months and I get a green card. Now, what seems so hard to reach, I'll get in a few weeks, like a real estate ID, a chance to have every little meaningless thing for you and so meaningful to me, like a damn black Buster ID, or my lease being under Janet G, or my cell phone bill coming directly to me. Being able to go to the club without having to show a damn passport ID. Coming back from a long day of work without being paranoid of doing the wrong turn in the wrong street, because for you it's a $95 fee, and for me is that plus $3,000 in tickets and maybe becoming a deportee. So today I said, fuck the system that forgot me for 19. Getting married, marriage not consummated, business arrangement, and fuck whoever is judging, for I'm tired of running without a target. Now that you heard my truth, if you still want to judge me, you could put on my shoes, walk in them for a day, and wonder, how the hell did I make it running for 6,995 days, and I'm still standing. And I'm still standing. Thank you.
We seen you arriving as soon as you hit the horizon, blocking the sun. Great winged sea creatures spoke your silhouette, and I'll never forget, dragging behind you black clouds of rain, precipitating torrential pain, escaping your own persecution with lessons on how to persecute. You don't really know me, man. You think you know me? You look at me and you say, hey, look at him. Well, say hello to Antonio. You see, I'm New Yorican. That's a Puerto Rican from the city of New York. I am African. I am Arawak. I am Dutch. I am French. I am Portuguese. I am Taino, the indigenous. I am Puerto Rico. I am salsa, the kind I eat, the kind I listen to, the kind I play, the kind I dance to. I am Puerto Rico. I am rice and beans with plátanos on the side. I am leche de coco and Bacardi rum. I am Puerto Rico. I am bilingual, a Latino who speaks fluent Spanglish. Mi apellido, that's my last name, is Edwards, come from my Jamaican grandfather, who taught my dad to sing, Deo, mi sede, mi sede, mi sede, mi sedeo. Daylight coming, me want go home to Puerto Rico. I am Boricua, a borinqueño de la isla de Borinquen. I am pasteles en quenepas, relleno de papa y alcapurria. I am Puerto Rico. I am also reggaeton like Tego Calderón, Willie Colón, Miguel Piñero, and Tito Puente. Esos son mi gente. You see, my culture's intact. Statehood, well, that's an American act. So don't tread on me, we already raised your flag, so I vote no. I am Puerto Rico. To my abuela y abuelito. Si no me puede entender, te lo siento, yo soy Puerto Rico. From the top of my cabello to the bottom of my feet. The food I eat, the words I speak. I am Puerto Rico. Well, Antonio, do you consider yourself Puerto Rican or black? Because you seem to identify with blacks. What I say to that is, freedom of the mind is seldom traveled by the multitudes. You must open your mind as well as your eyes. Only in America am I asked to choose sides. Échale semilla la maraca pa que suene, chacu chacu chucu chacu cha. You see, I am Puerto Rico. The idea of my being is much larger than the color of my skin. You must inquire within. We come lily white to blue black. Put some people in Puerto Rico, and they don't even know how to act. So from Cataño to Ponce y Bayamón, Puerto Rico, always home.
All right, let's see if we can get from the top.
Carry heavy loads to the river, and we out there every day in the sun, cruising all the sands to the ocean. Give us all they can but the guns, they give us everything but the answers. They fill our bodies with disease. Got to find a way. There's nobody gonna give it back to you. It's not about them, it's not about them. My says they kill for it to be. Don't want no revenge, my hands are busy. We're cooking some food for us to eat. It's not about them, it's not about them. My says they kill for it to be. No revenge, my hands are busy. Cooking some food for us to eat. forgive me because I am a liar. This is not who I'm supposed to be. So I focus everything on this fire. So the sun and moon explain to me. Take it. It's not about them. It's not about them. Much as they care for it to be. Don't want no revenge. My hands are busy cooking some food one more time. Not about them. It's not about them. Much as they care for it to be. Don't want no revenge. My hands are busy cooking some food. We'll break it down. Say Mark. We are, yeah.
Is a new opportunity to connect. I dare you to read the fortune before finishing the cookie, to leave your purse directly on the floor, to open an umbrella inside of a house, all while walking underneath a ladder, because none of that matters anyway. I dare you to swim, naked, to look at yourself naked and tell yourself that you are beautiful, to look at someone else without them having to be naked to tell them that they are beautiful. I dare you to dream bigger, dream longer. In fact, don't ever wake up, because this life should be all that we have ever dreamt of and more. I dare you to ask questions, to never settle for answers that don't line up, to wonder about the what ifs, the how comes, the why nots, because if we don't have knowledge, we don't have power, and without power, we will never change this world. I triple dog dare you to change this world. I dare you to read the book before watching the movie, to write the book that other people want to read before watching the movie. I dare you to ask someone to dance, but a real dance like the waltz or the salsa, something that looks anything like dancing and absolutely nothing like that shit we do now. I dare you to have the courage to share your story, to have the courage to listen to someone else share their story, to speak up for those who were too quiet to be heard, to stand up for those who were too small to be seen, to sometimes sit down and shut up and give someone else a shot at being heard. I dare you to break rules instead of hearts, but hey, it's life and hearts break, so if you break a heart, at least offer an apology. I dare you to color outside of the lines, to think outside of the box, to live outside of your comfort zone, to do anything that requires being outside, because we're starting to forget what fresh air smells like. I dare you to never forget what the sun, what its heat feels like, what the moon looks like when it's closest to the earth, to always remember that you, down here on this earth, could one day be up there walking on that moon. I dare you to kiss someone with your eyes open, to make a phone call instead of sending that text message, to take the first step into tomorrow, to drive until your tank runs dry. I dare you to accept a dare.
When a child goes missing, a parent will try to trace the footprints in the sand, ask the ocean not to crash louder than their child's voice, pray for teenage girls to be stuck in traffic, running late, caught at a light too stubborn to change. A parent doesn't want to think of the summer as trafficking bodies away from shorelines, the sun and heat an accomplice. A parent never imagines their child's name being bent into slave. But for children, summertime looks like adventure. The discovery of tan-kissed bodies and dirty hands washed clean by cannonballs and river bends. Children never imagine being bent into anything more than somersaults and prayer. Never dream of how a sewer can curve and hide the traffic of skin, how hands can bend to touch places the sun does not reach, the heat of grown men's breath panting over little girls not old enough to know of schoolgirl crush, girls who can't remember summertime as vacation, as escape, as journey without crossing tongues and losing language or being taken without permission from playgrounds where kids are learning the push and pull of swings. 1 out of 10 will never get a chance to push away. One mother will search under slides, not understanding how her daughter slid from her sight just long enough to never run back to her. That there is now a little girl learning to take men inside of her instead of taking her brother's hand across the street. A father looking at the monkey bars, counting heads and coming up short of reflection, coming up short of daylight, or cries for help to keep him searching. These children don't think to ask for the sun when they are so used to crying in the moonlight. Children who hang the heads of boogeymen above their doors, hoping to scare the real demons from their bedroom. Girls who are taken from their homes, who never worry about streetlights and curfew because there is no home for them to run back to. Girls who can't remember their name before whore was tagged to their purpose because they are nothing more than stained glass, crumpled sunshine, a creased rainbow that now looks more like a folded dollar bent backwards into the wallets of slave owners who barter human beings for the sake of keeping America's oldest business alive. Summertime does not matter to children who have been bought and sold, drugged through sewers, packed in vans, and can't remember what the light even looks like. Summertime does not exist to girls who are as easily lost as a grain of sand, packed tight into sandcastles whose voice can be knocked over by the wind, who don't remember how the sun must pick itself up after every night of falling. And none of them remember how to reach for help without trying to wash themselves clean from the dirty hands and mouths of men who forgot that little girls need fathers more than womanhood. Little girls who scream to the sun to cannonball back into their eyes so they may light their way back home or back to innocence or summers of hot pavement and cool grass with freedom under their feet, who wish that trouble wasn't dripping from under sundresses. Parents worshiping the sun when it feels like God is too tired to rescue his daughters. If your daughter is the next one missing, ask yourself if light will shine in the places the sun has yet not reached. Will you be able to bend the moon for her escape? And if she is one out of the thousands that return home for summer break, will she have enough bend in her to remember that she is not a slut, not an adventure, or property to be bought and sold? Will she remember that she is just a little girl, and to forgive the sun for not searching for others still sprawled in the heat, waiting for the light to shine their way back home?
What change would you like to see in the world?
More openness, more willingness to love one another. Extend a handshake for this woman that's doing her job so well. Handshakes, hugs, love.
What do we got to do? We have to make sure that people that are here, that we're having a conversation and that we're talking about peace, talking about what we can do and how life is just beautiful on its own and we don't need to have to worry about politics.
To me, to live in a sustainable and peaceful world is one wherein, we live in harmony with the earth and we're not destroying it, for one. And also we live in harmony with each other, and that's where the peace comes in.
If you write a song, the responsibility to get it out is that there's a possibility to make a difference for somebody else. And then the struggle is just to make enough money to hopefully still be standing whenever something good happens.
I said 11 good men lost their life in a rig out on the sea. And sunk that all and sprayed it C-O-R-E-X-I-T. All they sanks on that riverbank. Tell me what this man can do. That Gulf wind that once filled my soul, Lord, damn near killed my crew. I said they killed all the turtles. They killed all the turtles, man, they tried to kill the humans too. And will we go like the buffalo, like the monkey at the zoo? That's right, they killed all the turtles. They killed all the turtles, man, they tried to kill the pelican too. You could spend $1 billion, man, you still can't kill the truth. Look now, that marsh grass burns with poison. You know the fish kills could make you cry. They had to move my grandma out, my little sister almost died. I say now, don't you let your daughter, man, in that water. Yeah, she might not be coming home. But empty nets and welfare checks ain't nothing that we want. Politicians in their air conditioned, the SUVs roll through. Living in the promised land, yes sir, with the third world country blue. Pick it. Up in Alaska, man, but Lord, it's just too cold. And ain't nobody around there ever seen a Cajun Eskimo. That's right, they killed all the turtles. They killed all the turtles, man, they tried to kill the humans too. And will we go like a buffalo, like a Nazi had done a Jew? I said they killed all the turtles. They killed all the turtles, man, they trying to kill the pelican too. You could spend $1 billion, man, you still can't kill the truth.
Yeah. They featured?
Yeah, I packed one of these beers right here. That's what I'm gonna do. Drew Landon, nice to meet you, sir.
I've had a great introduction to Hennessy.
Did you have a long talk with Hennessy, or was it just a little chat, or?
We had a long talk.
One was Jack somebody, Jack Dan. Jack Daniel.
Daniel.
Yes, yes,
Daniel.
yes.
Don't know if I've ever been good enough. I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head is caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been really loved by a hand that sucks me in. I feel like something's gonna give. I'm a little bit angry. Well, don't just stand there, say nice things to me. 'Cause I've been cheated, I've been wronging you. You don't know me. Well, I can change. Yeah, we just might feel good. I wanna push you around. Well, I will. I wanna push you down. Well, I will. I wanna take you for granted. I wanna take you for granted. Yeah, I will. Said I don't know why you ever would lie to me. Like I'm a little untrusted when I feel like the truth is gonna hurt. And I don't know why you couldn't just stay with me. Couldn't stand to be near me when my face don't seem to wanna shine. It's a little bit dirty, yeah. Don't just stand there, say nice things to me. 'Cause I've been cheated, I've been wronging you. You don't know me. Well, I can change. Well, I won't do anything at all. I wanna push you around. Well, I will. Yeah, I will. I wanna push you down. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I wanna take you for granted. I wanna take you for granted. Yeah. Oh, well, don't bowl me over. Just wait a minute. Well, it kinda fell apart. Things get so crazy. Don't rush this, baby. Don't rush this, baby. I wanna push you around. Well, I will. Yeah, I will. I wanna push you down. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I wanna take you for granted. Yeah, I wanna take you for granted. Yeah, I wanna push you around. Well, I will. Yeah, I will. I wanna push you down. Girl, I will. Well, I will. I wanna take you for granted. I wanna take you. Yeah, well, I will. And I will. Yeah. Well, I will. Push you around and drag you down. I wanna push you around, and I will. Yeah.
Back to the people. Back to the people. Back to the people. Back to the people. Speak to the soul. Hear the whole. Behold the beautiful in your own backyard. Behold the beautiful in your own backyard. Real wood instead of fool's gold. Real wood instead of fool's gold. We are the face of the new beautiful. And we call for revolution of values. We commit to correct the decadent institutions. We reject violence, racists, fascists, oppressors, imperialists. And as our country builds more prisons, we ask, who are the real criminals? Someone said we live in the age of know nothing. Well, you better know something. You get what's coming to you. The arrogant figureheads would like to keep us ignorant. That's how they railroad through crooked policy and get rich. And the more ignorant we remain, the richer they get. Learned helplessness comes from laziness. If you never take action, it increases powerlessness and helps the smug stay prosperous. We need to learn our history, overcome apathy. Knowledge is a commodity, and the rise of technology has leveled the playing field. You can either build or destroy. And video games have become the dominant form of world entertainment. Yes, the graphics are iller than a hospital, but still virtual reality can be insanity, and the Matrix is real Babylon circuitry. They say it's a digital tomorrow. I say feel the sun now. The world is changing. We are at a crossroads. The new beautiful triumphs truth and righteousness over greed and ego. Education, not misinformation. It's time for transformation. Justice, equality, and love. Enough is enough. Tear the walls down. Tear the walls down. No one is illegal. The collective ritual of people coming together from all walks is extremely powerful. So let the righteous join a liberation. Mobilize the dispossessed and marginalized. All hail the artists. Vanguards of righteousness. Magicians for a better tomorrow. Fighting the good fight. Poets unite. Keep the verse tight. Writers write the light. Singer-songwriters write songs to sing the songs of freedom. Turntablists turn tables to turn the tables. Painters paint the difference. Paint down Babylon. Smash down artifice. Light up consciousness, conscious vibrations. We call for revolution of values. We need to value each other. We need to value each other. Serve others, sisters and brothers. Worldwide love, compassion, respect, ritual, global awareness, cosmic awareness. One people. Awaken to your potential. We are spiritual vessels. Set sail. Feel the sun now. Intend us to the future. Together we are the movement. We express solidarity through freedom fighters throughout the universe and respect to the brilliant, massive, infinite gratitude to the Creator. Thanks for the transmissions. We've been listening. The broadcast says, create a new society. Overthrow the oligarchy. Teach love and work with urgency. Teach love and work with urgency. Unite souls. Hope is a new hot commodity. Back to the people. Back to the people. Back to the people. Back to the people, speak to the soul, hear the whole. Behold the beautiful in your own backyard. Behold the beautiful in your own backyard. Real wood instead of fool's gold. Real wood instead of fool's gold. Together we are the face of the new beautiful.
Here is a nation, packaged complete. Police escorts for hooded Klansmen, Nazi skinheads, to march their hate down our street. Well, those very same police, with quotas to meet, gunned down black boys in hoodies, Mexican kids with shaved heads. They are killing our kids. Well, half the nation applauds in the homeland's defense because they think that a white woman's purse has more value than a black or brown boy's life. If you find the Confederate flag offensive, so too should you find the nickel. If you find the Confederate flag offensive, so too should you find the name of this nation's capital. If you find the Confederate flag offensive, so too should you find the American flag. They all stand for the same things: racism and capitalism. When rich kids pass through cities such as Watts, South Central, East Los Angeles, Compton, they're told to watch their wallets. When mayors, governors, city councilmen discuss allocated funds for cities such as Watts, South Central, East Los Angeles, Compton, they tell us all to remember the budget, yet they still find ways to fund the building of more prisons and the ramping up of police departments staffed by lawless men who run wild through the street, making the law as they go. They call this service and protection. But then again, they've always had a funny way of looking at things. Like history books that teach children to hollow preambles that include phrases such as "we the people" as drafted by land barons and slaveholders, invaders and treaty breakers, backstabbers and bastards enshrined as our founding fathers. But I'm told times are changing. They're making slow but steady progress in a uniquely American process, but to be honest, I don't feel any change. And I don't see much difference between gentrification and the Trail of Tears, the Chavez Ravine, or post-Katrina New Orleans, because when the hurricane struck, when the levees broke, with a few pen strokes, they set in motion what they had already planned. It wasn't negligence, it wasn't incompetence, no, it was some straight up evil shit. Oh yes, they planned to rebuild New Orleans along the lines of an amusement park, a beautiful place to visit with nowhere to live. They don't want them back. They don't want them back. Who are they? And what do I mean by them? Let me be clear. Let me be clear, I am not talking about a black, white, Latino, Middle Eastern, Asian divide. No, I'm talking about Fortune 500 America Incorporated. Give us your poor, your tired, your huddled masses so we can work their asses. Send us your coffin ship Irish. We'll turn the children of factory workers. Send the sickly Italians throughout Ellis Island. We'll spread out the country. Have them die the black lung or in Ludlow massacres. You see, back then, if you wanted to form a union, the color of your eyes, the complexion of your skin offered no protection. No, you'd have to shoot it out with Carnegie and Rockefeller's men, Jay Gould and Jim Crow, walking hand in hand in the robber baron era of white privilege. Poor whites had the right to mob violence, to terrorism as a privilege, to lynch black men, to kill Indians, to beat Mexicans, and then to starve. Right alongside with them. Because you cannot eat racism. And you cannot clothe your children in racism. And when they question, Mom, where are we going to sleep tonight? I don't know, son. But at least we're not spics is not a suitable answer. Because racism can only ever be used by a privileged few to divide the many, to divide us, to divide we, the people. We are the people, so you cannot lift a finger for the immigrants unless you're prepared to raise your fist and fight for the rights of all of us. And you can eliminate black poverty or eliminate brown poverty without eliminating all poverty, because striking out racism without attacking capitalism is like cutting down strange fruit and then leaving the very tree.
Ready? Yes. Okay. Well, this is just a little thing. I think that is symbolic of the gathering that is taking place here today. People coming together. People from everywhere coming together just as one. The song is called No One is an Island. No one is an island. No one stands alone. Each one needs the other, but each and everyone's dream is their very own. No one is an island far out there in the blue. We all look to the one above. Our strength he doth renew. And when you plant seeds of friendship, they must never die. We see the people when they gather, and you hear the music when it starts. The songs they will be singing, let them ring forever in our hearts. We all need one another now. Oh, and yes, we must defend. For you are our brothers and sisters too. All of you are our friends. So no one is an island. No one must stand alone. Each one needs the other. But each and everyone's dream, each and everyone's dream, each and everyone's dream should be their very own. For we see the people when they gathered now, and we heard the music when it starts. The songs they will be singing, and poetry too, will forever ring in our hearts. We all need one another now. Yes, we must defend. All of you are brothers and sisters too. Let all of you be friends. So no one is an island. No one should stand alone. Each one needs the other, but each and everyone's dream, each and everyone's dream, each and everyone's dream should be their very, very own. Thank you.